Just want to wish those of you a pleasant good afternoon. I'm just having a challenge connecting with the radio. So just bear with me as I try to connect with the radio station. Okay? Thanks very much. Just give me a couple of minutes. Just need to connect it with the radio. Good evening, everyone. One more time, I just want to thank you for joining us. There's a technical challenge I'm having with the radio, so I just want to start and allow the radio to connect me in. I want to invite persons to use this opportunity also just to share the link as a reminder, for persons to join us at this point in time. And that's something what I normally do. And so what I'll just start by sharing, updating you on a number of events, and I'll repeat it again. And he should just pick us up live on the radio while we wait on more persons. And you can use this opportunity. You can use this opportunity to share the Facebook post for me, please. So I just want to also say to you, today we spent some time down at the Bahamas Department of Corrections, known as the prison. And we were able to share during a service. 1 minute,
Yeah.
everyone, hold on 1 minute.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. Oh, mic is open.
The video was doing. Yeah. So good evening, everyone. One more time. I'm sorry with such technical challenges, even with the radio station, but we're gonna continue start anyhow on this wonderful um, Sunday afternoon. You'll be listening to this program, Transforming Lives in Global 99.5, Cable TV 974, Facebook, YouTube. And so as I was sharing, I'll just start out by sharing yet today we had a awesome experience again at the Bahamas Department of Corrections, formerly known as the Her Majesty's Prison, where a call was made and 3 persons responded. And so we rejoice for those 3 persons who followed Christ. The speaker, he talked about hope. And when he finished, I was able to share after, and I shared with the brothers there. I told them, I could offer them, or Jesus was willing to offer them something even better than hope. That's the assurance. The text he talked about, Titus 2, 11 to 13, looking forward to the blessed hope. And I reminded them today that, you want to have the assurance. You don't want to die in hope, because if you die in hope, that means you're unsure. But if you die with the assurance, then will you die? No, and the family and those know, in terms of the fact that you said you have the assurance of eternal life. And so and that was something to share today, to let them know that, no need to always let it be a hope. Have assurance. When you have the assurance, you could have comfort. So that was something that I shared today. And I just briefly want to mention 2 or 3 things, and I'll get back to it. Coming up the International Men's Day has a cookout. So we have a cookout that's gonna be next week Saturday at Crispy Park. It's our major fundraiser. We're encouraging persons to purchase tickets and support the cookout. This is how we use the funds to support like the Father's Day we had last week, Saturday, and various other events. We have a men's march coming up, and then we have an award ceremony and a number of other items. And so we're gonna have the cookout of the fundraising. Also, I want to remind you, Gospel Mania will be next week Saturday at the William Thompson Auditorium. $20 for adults, $10. It'll be headlined by Shervin Gardner, international artist, and a number of Bahamians. That's next Saturday night at the auditorium there, William Thompson Auditorium. That's Jane Street, okay? So, and also I want to remind you, ASI having a fun run walk. I think it's about maybe, I believe it's 5:30. I'm not sure if it's 5:30 or 6, but I should have the information next Sunday at Goodman's Bay. So I just want to invite you all. I'll share more. But Dr. Mark, let me, we can't start the program and go no further unless we allow you to share. I'll follow up to make sure we got everything transitioned on the radio as we talk about Moments with Christ, which for us is the most important time on a program like this. Welcome, Dr. Mark.
Good afternoon, Dr. Dave, and to
evening,
the rest of the team, and to everybody that is on this, the third Sunday, I think, in June, as the month is moving on, believe it or not. But we are privileged to be alive and to be together on this great community program by which we share with every person in the community things that will make the person well, the community better, and the future. And I'm going to pick up on what you're talking about. We say a future that is sure, and that wipes out hope and installs assurance. And that is what Jesus brings.
Yes, sir.
We can shift from the normal hope to assurance, and we'll have to use an adjective. If you want to use hope, we'll call it a sure hope. And the only reason that can be done is through Jesus Christ. And that is why it has this place on this program as we share information about health, about community issues, about wealth, how to be well off. There is no doubt that one day, as time goes on, each of us will no longer exist as we are now. We fall asleep in death. And because of that, the assurance falls back to Christ, because Jesus was here on this earth and he fell asleep in death, but he rose again. There's proof of that, the tomb was empty and still is. And he ascended again, but he has promised to come again. That is as certain as the sunrise. It is as certain as it can be for what we call a faith issue. It has to be an issue of faith. Faith is that you have the substance. You have it already. That's why it's sure. And it is the evidence. We have the proof already by faith. And it is all in Christ Jesus.
I was waiting on more, Dr. Mark. I didn't even realize you was finished.
No, that's okay. In Christ Jesus, there is faith, hope, certainty, and assurance. That's it.
Thank you very much. And so we got a late start, but we're live on the radio. I just confirmed it. So what I want to do is introduce to you our guest, Shandira Smith from Trinity Wellness. She's talking about food that can spice up your sex life. I thought that the Zoom would have been full of people, but Shandira Smith is the owner of Trinity Wellness, a dietitian by profession. And so, Shandira, I'm going to allow you to share more information about yourself and your business and your profession. Welcome to the program, Transforming Lives on Global 99.5, Cable TV 974. We here every Sunday, 4 to 5. Special hello to those of my friends listening at the Bahamas Department of Corrections, whom I shared with this morning. And one or two who are faithful Every Sunday, they can tell me, I go back and they can tell me the topics that we talk about. Welcome, Shandira.
Thank you so much, Dr. Williams. It's a pleasure to be here once again as we share in wellness, health and wellness today. And specifically, we'll be talking about how food affects your sex life. Of course, particularly for those persons who are married, that's who are licensed to have sex. So we want to include this. So that this part is normally sort of not really left out, but sort of overlooked at times. But we want to touch on this and sort of unusual nutrition topic, so to speak, as we go from month to month. Okay, so of course, how does nutrition affect libido? So diet and nutrition play a critical role in maintaining sexual health and overall well-being. So the food we eat can have a significant impact on our energy levels, our hormonal balance, circulation, and all of these are important for good sexual health. So we're going to look at so first we're gonna look at the physical signs of low libido. All right. So low libido is characterized by having reduced sexual desire, difficulty initiating sexual activity, aversion to sexual intimacy, reduced sensation and pleasure, erectile dysfunction, being overly fatigued, and having decreased sexual stamina. Okay, so let's look first of all at 8 foods that can kill your sex life. All right. So of course, sex was created by God. It's a very beautiful gift that is given to persons who are married. And so we want to try to preserve this gift as much as possible. All right. So we want to first of all eliminate or try to do away with processed foods and refined carbs, because they have hardly any nutrients. They're high in sugars. They have a high glycemic index, which spikes our insulin levels. And when the insulin levels increase, it can cause us to have an increased chance of developing type 2 diabetes, causes to gain excess weight, and it's also linked to reduced testosterone and low libido in both men and women. All right. And so a recent study says that men with diabetes are more likely to suffer from erectile dysfunction due to impaired blood flow and nerve damage. Of course, we know the nerves is very important in sexual activity, and of course, blood flow, very important as well. So they found that men with diabetes are 3.5 times more at higher risk for developing erectile dysfunction than men who are not diabetic. All right, so for people who have diabetes, you have to be very, very careful about your diet if you want to preserve good sexual function. So what to do? You want to switch to complex carbohydrates, like those whole grains, like the oats, the brown rice, the quinoa, the spells, barley, bulgur, those kind of grains, couscous as well. And also all of the fruits and vegetables instead of those refined foods, all the white stuff, try to cut off your diet. They create more inflammation, which actually decrease the testosterone levels, and it destroys your blood vessels. All right, so try to do away with those as much as possible. And when you actually choose the whole grains and the fruits and vegetables, peas and beans, nuts and seeds, they have lots of fiber and they are low in sugar, which helps to regulate our weight, and it supports good hormonal balance, which are very important in good sexual function. All right, the second one is high sodium foods. All right, so these are the canned foods, the frozen meals, the pizza, fast foods, the salty snacks, etc. And these can actually increase your blood pressure. Of course, blood pressure is no good. Does nothing good for us, all right? So it actually damages the blood vessels and reduces the blood flow throughout the body, including to the genitals, all right? And for good sexual function, the blood has to flow to the genitals. Otherwise, enough happening, all right? So we want to make sure that adequate blood flow goes there for sexual arousal and performance. And so lower blood flow leads to weaker erections in men and decreased vaginal lubrication in women, which causes discomfort during intercourse. All right. And so the European Society of Cardiology suggests that men and women with high blood pressure are twice likely to develop erectile difficulties as compared to persons who do not have high blood pressure. So what you want to do, you want to switch to whole foods, to fresh and frozen whole foods. All right. Try to not eat a lot of whole packet, a lot of packages and cans. When you go to shop for your groceries, stay at the perimeter of the store. Get lots of produce. They will help you much more than those canned foods. Okay. And especially foods rich in potassium, like bananas, the spinach, the sweet potatoes, those help to give good balance to the sodium levels and support healthy blood pressure. Also, coconut water is another good one to use. It has lots of potassium, and so you want to use that more often than you use the other beverages, especially the Gatorade. The Gatorade has a lot of sodium in it, so you don't want to bother with that at all. Unless you have diarrhea or vomiting, where you may need to take it, but coconut water will be the better choice when it comes to that. Okay, alcohol. Now there is nothing, there's not even anything good about alcohol, all right? And so when you have excess alcohol consumption, it can hamper your sexual performance and libido over time. Now, also it would be a problem when it comes to intimacy, sexual intimacy as well. And alcohol actually depresses or slows down the central nervous system and reduces the body's ability to respond to sexual stimuli. All right. So that person could be touching you and you just be drunk or just not into it, and you could just not feel or just be stimulated. It also lowers the testosterone levels and damages the nervous system, which affects circulation and nerve sensitivity. And this makes it harder to become aroused. All right. So drinking too much can also make you dehydrated, which can lead to fatigue, headaches, and vaginal dryness. It also lowers testosterone levels in both men and women, which is the key hormone for sexual desire and arousal. So when you see low testosterone, that means things ain't happening, things ain't so good. So you have to do things to improve your testosterone levels so that you'll enjoy sexual activity. So what to do? Just don't drink. And if you drink, get help to stop drinking. All right. The third one is high intake of soy products. Now, soy products are healthy, they're nutritious, but when you eat too much, that's a problem. So too much of anything is good for nothing. All right. So soy, it actually mimics estrogen in the body. And for men, if you have too much, it actually disrupts the balance of testosterone and estrogen. And so it can lead to reduced libido and erectile dysfunction. All right. And in women, it can also disrupt hormonal balance, which is especially especially those who already have conditions like polycystic ovarian syndrome. All right. And then high levels of soy can also reduce sperm count in men, which suggests it may have a negative impact on male fertility. So try not to have more than about 3 servings of soy products a day. So let's say you drink soy milk. Let's say you eat let's say soy nuts, or soy yogurt, um, soy cheese, soy-based cheese. Try not to have more than 3 of those servings for the day. When it comes to milk, the serving is 8 ounces. So let's say you have a glass of milk, 8 ounce glass of milk. Let's say you have a handful of soy nuts. Let's say you have a slice of soy cheese. That's about 3 servings right there. Sometimes you may have a burger made of soy. That's another serving. So try not to have 3 of those for the day. And also you can use more plant-based protein sources like lentils, the chickpeas, the quinoa. These ones don't have those estrogen mimicking properties. So use other food sources, have more variety in your diet rather than having a whole lot of soy. All right, the fifth one is trans fat. This is a very big one. And these trans fats are found in fried foods, margarine, and many baked goods. And these ones kill sexual health, all right? So these cause a lot of inflammation in the body, and these impair blood vessel function. Especially for men, blood vessel function is very important, all right? And because they actually reduce the blood flow to the genitals. And they're also linked with decreased testosterone levels in men, and also they're linked to poor sperm quality and decreased male fertility. So this does destroy every aspect of sexual health, these trans fats. So you're going to just cut them from your diet one time, all right? And choose healthy fats like avocados, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish like salmon. Okay, caffeine. So caffeine is a sort of, I don't say controversial, but too much of it. Caffeine. So caffeine it's proven to have some really good benefits. But when you take too much of it, it can lead to havoc in your body. All right. So excessive intake of caffeine can lead to anxiety and high blood pressure. All right. And so increased anxiety negatively affects the libido and it causes the erectile dysfunction by constricting those blood vessels or making them very small so the blood can't flow very um, freely through them. And that's an issue if you're trying to have an erection. Okay. And caffeine is also been shown to elevate those cortisol levels. And cortisol is usually linked with stress. All right. And these interfere with the production of sex hormones like testosterone, further impacting sexual health. So what you do, try not to have more than 2 cups of cooked coffee daily or anything with caffeine in it, or just take it from your diet. You could use herbal teas or bush teas, but we have so many different types of bush teas, from the mint to the fever grass to the pear leaf. I mean, it's a whole lot that you can use. Um, there's also ginseng, ashwagandha. They have been linked to enhance sexual libido and reduce stress, and these can be very beneficial for sexual health. All right, sugary drinks. Boy, we drink a lot of sugary drinks in the Bahamas, and we've been into some, not just for sexual health, that's for overall good health. So the sodas, the energy drinks, the sweetened teas, these are packed with sugars, which can lead to insulin resistance and increased body fat. All right. And excess body fat is being linked to lower testosterone levels and hormonal imbalances that can negatively affect sexual health in both men and women. And the high sugar intake can cause inflammation, which can impair the blood flow to the genital area. And also, they can reduce testosterone levels and reduce sperm quality. And of course, they increase the risk for developing type 2 diabetes, which is strongly associated with erectile dysfunction in men. So what you do, you choose mainly water, herbal teas or sparkling water. You could use infused waters with cucumbers and lemons or any kind of fruits that you like. Um, it can actually help you to have better hormonal balance and improve your energy levels. And you just want to cut out those sugary beverages. They do nothing good for you. The eighth one is flavored yogurts. All right. Now, these ones are packed with sugar. If you look at the sugar content of those yogurts, they have a lot. In addition to the fruit sugar, other types of sugars are added to them. All right. And all of this sugar can actually lead to insulin resistance and weight gain. And both weight gain and insulin resistance can they are linked actually to lower testosterone levels and decreased libido. And also, excess sugar consumption increases inflammation and disrupts blood flow, which is critical for sexual performance, as I mentioned earlier. All right, so what you do, you're to choose the plain yogurt. There's also plant-based yogurt. We'll also check the sugar content in those. But still get unsweetened ones, and then you can add your own fresh fruits for natural sweetness. Okay, so let's look at some other foods now that can help you. Foods that actually help to enhance your sexual health. Berries, all right? So these can also be our sea grape, pigeon plums, cocoa plums. They're the most they're the ones I can remember right now. When it comes to berries, here locally. Also the mulberries that are very getting more popular now. And then we also have the imported blackberries, blueberries, cranberries, strawberries, blueberries. All right. So all of those are really good. And not just for sexual health, but yeah, for persons who have diabetes and high blood pressure, especially diabetes, these are more of the low sugar fruits that are much better for us. And if you're trying to lose weight also, these would be the better fruits to choose rather than the more high sugar fruits. All right. And these actually have a lot of antioxidants that fight against premature aging as well as disease development. They have a lot of vitamin C, which is very important for producing collagen, which helps our skin to stay nice and elastic, keeps it from wrinkling. And it also keeps the walls of our blood vessels really intact so that it actually performs as it should, in terms of getting supply of blood to the genitals. And these also promote healthy blood flow. So these berries can enhance sexual function and pleasure. All right. So make sure to get some berries in your diet. All right. And berries also have a lot of fiber, which is important for maintaining a healthy weight. And so you can add berries to your smoothies. You can eat them just like this. Preferably eat it just like this, whole food like this. You can have them frozen as well, which is very good, especially now during a hot summer day. You can have some nice frozen berries as part of your meal. Leafy greens, all right, this is another group. They are rich in magnesium. And so magnesium is a mineral that helps to relax the blood vessels and improves the blood flow to the genitals. So, okay, so in order for you to have good sexual response, even arousal, the blood vessel has to be dilated, which means it has to open up a bit. And so we need magnesium. Magnesium is a mineral that helps to do that. So we need to have those foods in our diet that have magnesium in them to help to perform that function. All right. And so these leafy greens also have folate, a B vitamin that helps to support healthy circulation and reproductive function. So they can help to boost your sexual health and overall well-being. All right. And these low calorie, they're high in nutrients, high in fiber, also helps us to maintain a healthy weight. Remember, a healthy weight also is important in helping to improve your sexual performance as well as desire. Citrus fruits is another group that is really good. They help to improve blood flow to the genitals, which can enhance sexual arousal and pleasure. They are low in calories, they're high in fiber, they're good for snacks, for weight loss and improve sexual health. They also help to enhance sexual function, orgasm, and pleasure. So make sure you get some citrus in your diet every day. All right, protein. All right, protein is very important in every aspect of our health. Okay, and so they help to produce hormones like testosterone, which is important for sexual function. Then we have those seafoods like salmon and tuna, which have a lot of omega-3 fatty acids. Now, if you don't eat, if you're a vegan, you don't eat the animal foods. There is flax seeds that is really, really good, actually better than the seafood, that helps produce those sex hormones. All right. So if you're a meat eater, of course, the iron in there is really important because iron helps in blood production and healthy circulation, also energy levels, okay? So the iron is really important for hemoglobin. It carries, it's a protein that helps to carry oxygen in the blood, including to the genitals. And for those non-meat eaters, of course, we have our plant-based proteins such as beans, lentils, tofu. They're also rich in B vitamins, which give you a lot of energy, and they help with healthy nerve function. So here are some sources of vegan protein. So we have, as I mentioned, your peas, beans, your nuts, your seeds like chia seeds, flax seeds. Your pumpkin seeds are also very good. Your chickpeas, all of your different nuts, all of those are really good plant sources. And spirulina is another good source of protein as well. Of course, the animal meats, you have your fish, your turkey, your eggs, your cheese, but try to stay away from, especially red meats, because they're high in cholesterol and saturated fats, which can actually work against having a good sexual life. All right. Also, the dairy, try not to eat too much dairy. Of course, the processed meats, just cut them out your diet. All right, nuts and seeds, and another group of foods that are very good for overall health, including sexual health. So they're good. They're great sources of healthy fats, which are important for good hormone production and healthy circulation. And so these healthy fats and amino acids like L-arginine actually increase erectile response. And almonds, for example, they are rich in vitamin E, which has antioxidant properties that can help to protect the body against free radicals. All right. And vitamin E also helps improve blood flow to the genitals, which actually enhance sexual function. All right, so we have walnuts. So just put in a few examples of these walnuts. They are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which help to improve blood flow to the genitals and enhance sexual function. And then we have arginine, which helps to relax the blood vessels and improve circulation. All right, and flax seeds, as I mentioned earlier, these are important for hormone production, healthy circulation, and they are rich in lignans, which are compounds that help to balance hormone levels in women. Watermelon. Now, it's summer and it's watermelon season. So, watermelon is one fruit that actually helps to enhance sexual health because it has an amino acid called citrulline. And also, the body turns the arginine into arginine, another amino acid that helps to relax your blood vessels. All right. So that can get the blood pumping into your sex organs in the same way Viagra works to treat erectile dysfunction. Now, this is your natural Viagra, especially this white part here. So after you've eaten that red part off, make sure you eat the white part. That's the natural Viagra right there. You don't have to go to the pharmacy or get a prescription from your doctor for any of Viagra. Just eat the white part of the watermelon, okay? All right. The next one is spinach. So spinach helps to rev up the sex drive in more than one way. So spinach is rich in magnesium, which is a mineral that can boost your testosterone levels. So men, if you have low testosterone, make sure you get a lot of magnesium in your diet, preferably get most of it from food as instead of the supplement. All right. And spinach also has iron, which can help desire, arousal, orgasm, and sexual satisfaction, especially in women. Pomegranates, all right? Pomegranates actually growing right here in the Bahamas. So we make sure if you don't have a pomegranate tree in your yard, make sure get a pomegranate tree. This is very good. All right. So throughout history, this fruit has been shown as a symbol of fertility and as a sex enhancer. So experts say that drinking pomegranate juice can boost your mood, improve your blood flow, and raise your testosterone levels. And these can all turn up the heat in the bedroom. All right, the next one is celery. And this is known to contain a male hormone called androsterone. And by eating more of celery, more of it is secreted, which in turn increases libido in men. So this is another libido boosting food, testosterone boosting food for men. Tomatoes is the other one, thanks to an antioxidant in it called lycopene, which is a powerful antioxidant. And it is known to improve virility in men by maintaining good health of the prostate gland. Another way of enhancing or yes, enhancing your sex life is keeping your sexual organs healthy. And so the prostate gland for men is really important. So having foods like tomatoes, all of the red fruits and vegetables will help to improve sexual health in both men and women. Stuff like pumpkin seeds also good for the prostate gland because it has a lot of zinc in it. All right. It says tomatoes one of the most effective aphrodisiacs. All right. So make sure you have some tomato in your diet. Let's look at some herbs and spices that actually help to improve your overall sexual health. Ginger, all right? Ginger, oh, ginger is so nice. The flavor is just wonderful. So ginger has a warming effect in the body, and it helps by increasing testosterone levels in males. So that's another testosterone boosting substance or herb, all right? Then we have cinnamon, which is known to increase libido in both males and females, and it reduces blood sugar. So if you have diabetes, make sure cinnamon is part of your daily regimen when it comes to your diet. And so it helps to lower your blood sugar and contributes in a way to increase your libido. Then there's one called cardamom, which is known as the queen of spices. It helps by warming the body and increasing the blood flow. Remember, increasing the blood flow is very important in sexual health. All right, nutmeg is another one. And it's known as nutmeg has been known as an aphrodisiac for hundreds, or rather for thousands of years. And so research has proven that it acts just like Viagra. All right, so nutmeg, and the watermelon acts like Viagra, so no need to get any Viagra tablets. All right, using natural foods and spices, herbs and spices to um to help with their sex life. All right, pepper, especially black pepper, it has capsaicin, and this is known to dilate the blood vessels, release endorphins, increase the heart rates. All right, and so black pepper is another good one that you can use in your diet. And then the other one is ginseng, which is a Chinese herb. It's known to increase libido in both men and women, and it's known to increase production of sex hormones, improve overall stamina and vitality of the body. So all six of these spices are really good. So I encourage you to use these daily in your diet. So food for sex power, we talked about peppers. So not just the black pepper, but the other ones as well. So all of the red, as I mentioned, all of the red fruits and vegetables, they will actually help to improve your overall sexual health. Then there's a watermelon, the celery that I spoke about earlier, and beets. Beets is another good one that's red, of course. And beets has nitric oxide. All right, and we'll talk about that more in a little while. And this helps to dilate the blood vessels. We talked about blueberries, chili peppers, and garlic. Garlic also helps in strengthening the blood flow to sexual organs. So make sure you have some garlic in your diet. Apples, we eat apples a whole lot, so that's good. Quercetin in it. It helps to promote circulation, blood circulation. Walnuts. It has, and yes, we talk about L-arginine, but it helps to improve your circulation in the blood as well. So 10 foods that increase blood flow to the penis. So for men, onions, red hot peppers, garlic, cinnamon, almonds, dark chocolate. Now, dark chocolate, this is the one without dairy and without sugar. So it tastes a little bitter, but it has those flavonoids that actually helps to dilate your blood vessels. So it helps blood flow in your penis much better. Your citrus fruits, those omega-3 fatty acids like your salmon, your flax seeds, nitrate-rich vegetables. Turmeric is another good one. It's a really good antioxidant and anti-inflammatory substance, and onions. All right. So make sure you have these as a part of your diet on a daily basis. Oops. All right. So let's talk about nitric oxide. All right. So the foods that have nitric oxide. So nitric oxide is a substance that helps the blood vessels to dilate, that helps the blood flow to go more freely. All right. So arugula, beets, bok choy, broccoli, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, chicory, kale, kohlrabi. I'm not a quite popular vegetable in our diet. Lettuce, mustard greens, and spinach. All right. You got to make sure have a bit of these in your diet every day. And these are the minimum nitric oxide producers. The garlic, celery, asparagus, coleslaw, melon, potato, strawberry, tomatoes, vegetable juice, vegetable soup, watercress. Then these ones will produce much nitric oxide, but it's still these still have like the bananas, the bean sprouts, the cherries, the chickpeas, still have a lot of fiber that is good for us. All right, so 5 ways to increase blood flow to the penis. Again, keep your stress level under control. Stress causes everything. It throws everything off. All right. You want to eat foods that increase blood flow to the penis, as we talked about earlier. You want to maintain a healthy weight and do not smoke. Man, smoking and vaping is not good for your sex life. All right. They actually constrict your blood vessels, which means you don't have good blood flow going to your penis, so you wouldn't get a real good erection. All right. You want to exercise regularly. Exercise is good for everything, and especially, well, sex is a form of sexual activity, so you want to be fit. And the more fit you are, the more you'll probably enjoy the experience as well. All right, so how stress lowers libido. So too much stress causes low testosterone. All right, and high cortisol leading to symptoms that can get in the way of your sex drive. So make sure, keep your stress level, manage your stress levels. All right, don't let anything stress you out. All right, low testosterone leads to mood changes, fatigue, lack of desire. All right. High cortisol leads to weight gain, cravings, and insomnia. All right. So sex is not a good ingredient for good sexual life. All right. And just some more foods that help to increase the sexual stamina. But I wouldn't have spoken too much about beans. All right, beans are very good. All right, beans have a lot of fiber, a lot of protein, and other like minerals like magnesium that helps to um improve your overall sexual health. And tiger nuts is not so popular here, but I know it's a really popular in African countries, but particularly Ghana. We were introduced to tiger nuts there. It's really good. I think it's becoming more popular here now. I've heard a bit more here. So tiger nuts is another one you can add to your diet. Oh, an avocado for the healthy fats, omega-3s. And the avocado season is coming up very soon. So make sure, but I know behemoths love pear, so that one is a given. So make sure you get your pear. For females, pear is really good for the womb. It's really so any fruit or vegetable that looks like a body an organ is good for that. So make sure you get some of those in your diet every day. All right. So we want to go from so if your sex life is the top one on the left, where the two partners are not satisfied, you see they look frustrated. We don't want you looking like that. So we want you looking at the one on the right hand side where you're happy, and you look like you're satisfied. Okay. So in summary, for a more fulfilling sex life, you want to maintain a healthy weight, consume a balanced diet, you want to eat real food, use a variety of herbs and spices, have an active lifestyle, exercise every day, or regularly, stay well hydrated with water, mainly with water. You want to make sure to get your annual exams, all right? Especially if you have chronic illnesses like type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure or hypertension. Make sure that you follow your doctor's instruction, especially if you want to get off the medication, because those medication can actually can potentially lead to you having sexual issues. So we're going to try to reverse those conditions by having a really healthy lifestyle so you wouldn't have to worry about the pills. Okay, and of course, as we should share with you our 8 laws of health. So we gotta make sure that you're eating right, you're getting enough water, you're exercising, you're getting sufficient sunlight, fresh air, rest, exercise, and practicing temperance and trusting in God. All right, all of these lead to holistically a healthy lifestyle, and the sex life will just a good sex life will just be a bonus when you do all of these things. All right, so thank you so much for listening and for your attention. And if you need further information, my numbers are here, 428-4251. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have at this time.
Just want to thank you, Shandira, for sharing that information. Before we take a question, just want to remind you of a few things. We have Saturday coming up. We have a cookout to support the International Men's Day Bahamas on Christie Park. You can simply message me at 433-6917 if you wish for tickets. Also, Gospel Mania, we can't forget that. That's next week, Saturday night at the William Thompson Auditorium, Jane Street, headlined by Shervin Gardner. $20 for adults and $10 for our children. And so we want to remind you, don't forget it, Gospel Mania. Exciting concert, a lot of Bahamians, and we're inviting you not to meet us there, beat us there. And Sunday, you heard Dr. Shandira just talk about exercise. And so we have a free walk up Goodman's Bay. That's Sunday morning coming up, next Sunday now. That's 6 o'clock. So we're inviting everyone to be out there. And one of the good things, if you're like me, if you follow Jesus for food, you get free fruits and free water. So you don't have to go in the shop and buy no water and no fruit for next Sunday. Come out, join us for the walkathon, come for the pushathon, come for the bikeathon, whatever thon you want. Come there next week, 6 a.m., Goodman's Bay. Don't meet us there, beat us there. That's 433-6917. And so we want to open up for questions. If anybody have a question or a comment you want to share, I see where my good sister, Minister Naomi Hanna says, she got to see you, Shandira, when she get married again. Amen. But we want to open up any questions. Go ahead and just unmute the mic and ask your question now.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
My question has to do with the statement that Shandira said. I've seen stuff about it, but I've never taken it seriously. I hear people talk about eat based on your body type. When she talked about food, if it looks like a body organ, it's good. Can you elaborate some more, please? I just thought it was a fad where they say, oh, if you have a this type body shape, you must eat this type food. Elaborate some more on that for me, please.
Yeah, so yeah, food looking like like an actual organ in the body. Like for example, with the celery, all right. So the celery and your bones they look similar, and so the celery would have certain minerals and vitamins that are really good for bone health. All right, so that what makes it good for it. When it comes to your lung health, grapes, all right, a bunch of grapes look similar to your lungs, so they would also have the vitamin C and different nutrients in it that are actually good for your respiratory health. When it comes to the walnuts in your brain, the healthy fats that are in the walnuts, really good for your brain health. All right. Which other ones? Tomatoes look like the chamber of your heart. Tomatoes really good for your heart. The red ones are good. All the red ones are good for your heart health. So which other ones are that? The avocado pear looks like the womb. All right, so it has those fatty acids and folate that's good for reproductive health for the woman. Um, the kidney beans, those nutrients in there are also healthy for the kidney. So yes, there is some scientific um evidence, yes, that they're actually true. So yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay,
Anybody else? I know,
I
and
see.
Chandira will remain for a few minutes afterwards because we have to sign off at exactly 5 of the radio. So I just want you to don't leave. She's open to answer your questions, and you can, like a number of persons now, of making appointments to see her privately. You know, that's what I'm encouraging you. I made my private appointments, and since I've seen her, so if you see me getting a little bit more fat in the stomach, you understand why. But that's good, healthy eating. The fat in the past was them old fries and things, but now I eat plenty vegetables and fruits and nuts, and I mean, so if you see me with a little weight, that's all that is, right? That's the healthy weight. That ain't the bad weight, not them fries and stuff. But I just want to remind you again, next Saturday, oh, look at Jackie. Jackie say congratulations. I just want to remind you, next Saturday, we having a cookout to support the men's group, as you know, I'm a part of, the vice president actually, 12 o'clock, Christie Park. So inviting those of you to come out, support, purchase a ticket, okay? And support the cookout. It's a major fundraiser. And then we want to remind you that night, Gospel Mania, that's the place to be. I'm inviting you to, don't meet me there. You ought to simply beat me there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to meet 5 persons halfway. The ticket is $20. So first 5 persons hit me up and say, Dave, I'd like to go to Gospel Mania. You promised, I listened to you on the radio, and you said you will meet me halfway. The tickets is $20. Hit me up, 433-6917, and I will meet you halfway. Okay, 433-6917. It's to support the disabled community. They're seeking to get a bus. And so I'm really encouraging you. Let's come out, let's support them. They need a bus for transportation. So don't forget, WhatsApp me right now, 433-6917. First 5 persons say, Dave, I'd like to go to the concert. I only have $10. $20 is the ticket. I will meet you with the other $10, okay? And then I want to remind you, Sunday, those of you listening, don't forget now, she just talked about health. She talked about the importance of exercise. And so that's 6 o'clock. This coming Sunday, even if you come in for a water and a free fruit, we're inviting you to not meet us there, beat us there. Hit me up if you need a ride. If you really need a ride, 6 o'clock Sunday morning, 433-6917. I'll pick you up, okay? 433-6917. I pray you don't live life with key or deep in the east. But anyway, if you really need a ride, then no problem. Hit me up. That's ASI Fun Run Walk. It's on the screen. For those of you listening by radio and TV, which we know the majority of our audience listen by, it's this Sunday coming, Goodman's Bay. You get a chance for, right, a free fruit, a free water. It's an ASI Fun Run Walk. Adventist Service Lay Persons Industries, okay? So we're inviting you out, and Chandira will be there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask Chandira, maybe you come out there and meet and get some free consultation, okay? I haven't gotten the permission to say this, but I will ask her at least. So this is if you come out for no other reason but to walk and get some free consultation from Shandira, I'm sure I could give her $5 for each person she offers some free services. So this is an opportunity to meet with her in person and ask her more questions if you want to know about information on how to spice up your sex life, diabetes, high blood pressure, you name it, or just pure healthy living. This is an opportunity. Jackie, you still there? Say hi to us, Jackie. I know you're in the background.
Dave.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Dave.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Dan.
good afternoon. Yeah, I would
Good
just
evening.
like to ask her, is it a myth that having sex regular allow you to live longer?
I think that's a good thing, and actually, I think it does help you to live longer, because once you have of course, as I mentioned before, sex is a gift from God, and I believe He gave it for a whole lot of benefits, not just for enjoyment, but it has other benefits, and I think it can help you live longer. So the happier you are, the less stressed you are, the better your body functions, so you actually get to live longer.
Okay, Denver, so go and have plenty sex, okay? You live longer now. Go ahead. Don't tell
Katura
your wife
Clark
I
had her
told you
hand up for a while.
that.
Brother Dave, oh, Brother Dave, you are a total mess. God bless you. I love you. I appreciate you. I almost choked on that last comment because I'm single and I'm very much abstinent. So no sex for me right now.
Amen.
And I understand it
Yeah,
is healthy. So help me, Jesus.
he's okay.
Allow me to say this. I just won ZNS had a raffle and I won dinner for two at Poseidon. So maybe Brother Dave, you could help me find someone to take out for dinner since it's all expense paid.
Oh,
Moving right along.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. We'll talk about afterwards.
Yes, but Miss Shandira Smith, let me ask you quickly. I know it's almost time to wrap up, but are there any all natural ways that you would offer? Maybe I missed it already. To correct poor lymphatic drainage in the foot and the ankle. I see so many Bahamian women being plagued with that. Well, not just Bahamian women, but poor lymphatic drainage. Can you explain perhaps its origin and how it can be reversed with or without medication?
okay. Now I don't remember all of it right now, so
Mhm.
I don't want to speak to it and not have all the information.
Okay.
Probably, but perhaps we can speak about it. You can call, and I'll probably do a show on it. When we
Mm.
discuss it more in detail. But yes, there are natural ways that can be corrected. So yes.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
You know,
And
my
Minister
doctor
Clark,
did say,
Charles,
um,
but tell you need to have her on your show.
sounds good. Let's do it. You know, because
Yes.
Brother Dave, God is so amazing in the way He created and fashioned and molded us. One of my doctors
Yes.
recommended frequent elevation and lymphatic drainage massages. That sounds like a husband to me. Somebody shout,
Hallelujah.
Yeah,
Hallelujah.
it actually helps.
thank you for indulging me. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
So,
Dave,
ladies and gentlemen, that's Minister Katura Clark, as you know, from ZNS. She has her own show on the radio. I'm sure she can get Shandira Smith to share. She also, like me, is a part of Gospel Mania, so we're
Yes, sir.
looking forward to you being out. And Minister Clark, I don't know. I know you have church Sunday morning because I just can invite you to the walkabout, and then afterwards you could go home and go to church. Think you could make that Sunday morning?
I will definitely try. If they don't call me into work, our church begins at 11 a.m. So let's see what we can discuss and try to make it happen.
Yeah. And if you be like
Dave,
me, yes, go ahead.
any nutritional counsel for maintaining a good prostate for the
Oh,
male?
well,
Oh,
yes.
definitely.
Go ahead,
Yes, sir.
Shandira. I'm interested in that one.
That sounds like another show too. But
Yeah,
yes.
no, it's needed. So let's hear how to
Yes.
maintain it.
Yes. We will do a show on that. But in terms of the food, all of the red fruits and vegetables again, foods high in zinc, like pumpkin seeds particularly, foods high in magnesium will actually help with prostate health. Having, of course, being staying well hydrated exercising. All of those help with healthy prostates. So just briefly, that's what basically, yeah. But I can perhaps do a show on that a little later, because that's a really big one here in the Bahamas as well.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Yes, you're
Yes,
welcome.
go ahead. Yes. So you're listening to this program, Transforming Lives on Global 99.5, Cable TV 974, Facebook, YouTube. We here every Sunday, 4 to 5. Next week, we have a guest out of the United States. He's going to talk about child abuse. He probably will share his experience, the abuse he suffered as a male. I hope he goes into his testimony, but if he doesn't, I'm only letting you know he'll be our guest as we're focusing on men next week. I want to remind you again, as we sign off on the radio, the cookout next week, Saturday 12 at Christie Park, Nassau Street. Go down, support, okay? Support the men. It's our fundraiser that we use to support our men's program. We have the men's march coming up. We have the men's awards. And then we want to remind you also of Gospel Mania next week, Saturday, 6 p.m. So we're inviting you to the William Thompson Auditorium, Sharon Gardner, as well as a number of Bahamian artists. Don't forget, and next week, definitely, I don't want you to miss the Fun Run Walk, especially our men. Let's come out. If you're a male and you want to come out, call me, 433-6917. If it means getting up 5 o'clock, I got to get up 5 o'clock and come pick you up. We want our men to come out and get that exercise. And plus, pick up a bottle of water and a free fruit. Thank you, Shandira Smith, for being with us live today. We have officially signed off the radio. And I just want to
say he doesn't have a blood clot.
Go ahead. So, and if you have any more questions, Shandira agreed to stay behind for an extra 15 minutes. So open the mic. If you have a question that you wish to ask her, my coach, Jackie Gardner, thank you for the support. She wanted to be in the background today. But any other questions you want to ask Shandira, please go ahead. Anything in line of help. If you don't want to talk about food, if you're single and you want to talk about food to spice up your sex life, because I'm sure you hope to get married someday. But any other question with diabetes, maybe talk to Shandira. Go ahead. Well, Shandira, silence on the radio for 10 seconds. That seems like forever. So I want to thank you for joining us today. Shandira Smith is on. She has a master's in nutrition, I think. She's the owner of Trinity Wellness, so she's well qualified spiritually and academically to share on a topic such as this. Any questions, you can also see Shandira privately. You may want to see her privately, since I've been, again, like I said, meeting with her privately. She have helped me a lot being diagnosed with what we call a type 2 diabetes. And I'm looking forward to the doctor either this week coming up or next week. They'll watch my A1C and everything else drop, because I've been eating a lot of deliberately salads and leafy greens and nuts. And I mean, you name it. I've been putting into practice everything she's told me. So, hey, I'm looking forward to an improvement in health. And so I just want to say, if there's any final question, you can just open the mic, ask a question, or if you want to give some advice, now is the time. Okay, I guess that means there's no questions. Nobody need to. You can reach out to Shandira. I'm sure she'll put you can reach out to her privately if you wish to see her for private practice. A number of persons are now seeing her for what they call a private consultation. Thank you, Shandira. Thank you, my co-host, Jackie Gardner. She chose to be quiet today. Thank all of you for, once again, we appreciate on this Sunday you joining us. And I want to end by reminding you that something Dr. Mark said. Dr. Mark, take us off the show with Moments with Christ.
Well, Dave, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Well, taking into account the subject for today, and I heard Shandira mention it many times, that the sexual activity of the human being is something divine. That's the way God planned it. And as she mentioned, the diet, the lack of stress, the trust and confidence will go a long way in fulfilling the plan of Jesus, the plan of God the Father through Jesus Christ. And it will make us happy and healthy. It will cause the generations to follow, to be the same way. And that's the good thing about it. And so that's the importance of this program. And so not only is Jesus, well, just as our favorite text says, seek him first, and then all other things will be added, including a healthy life, a very pleasurable and successful sexual life. And in the end, we will have the abundant life in Jesus Christ.
Thank you. And I just want to invite you, 6 o'clock, I'm going on a program with Pastor Leonardo Allen on Facebook. You can perhaps join him. We're talking about the responsibilities of a father. And well, I'm showing you the question. That's what they're going to ask me first. And I'm going to say to you the most important responsibility of a father is to do his part or allow the Lord to use him to see that his children get it into the kingdom of heaven. We today, and I mentioned this before, we brag about our children, and I have two boys, only two boys.
That's the doctor. Didn't find anything. Sorry.
We brag about the academic achievements and the job title and all of this stuff. And our children, they like to say living like the devil. I maybe don't want to use that. But our children just living in this life like there's no tomorrow, if you want to put it that way. And so for me, recognizing the importance of, Pastor Mark mentioned it, Christ's voice and his righteousness and everything else is important, that I be proud that I can say Shannon Williams and David Williams Jr. have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. So I only say that to say, Pastor Leonardo Allen, it's his Facebook page, will be coming on shortly, 6 o'clock, talking about the responsibilities and the roles of a father. That's my question. And that's where it begins. Because if my sons, the two boys now, would have everything else, they're in good health, like Dr. Shandira Smith talk about, they're eating healthy, and they have a nice house, and the best car, and they travel the world. But if they don't have Christ in their life, it really means nothing. So I just thought to share that. But anyway, anybody else want to say anything as we sign off? I want thanks for the time, for the opportunity. Don't forget next Sunday, and contact Shandira Smith. Let her come out to the Fun Run Walk next Sunday morning, so you can get some free consultation. Even if I got to pay her $10 for each person seal, but come and get that free consultation. And she's open and she's willing to share with you. Thanks. Have a wonderful afternoon.